Right. Big question. Not so much a quiz, but more like the back and forth thing. So I was trying to think of one where I was like, well, how do we tend to wrap the podcast up with this thing? And I'd seen something about vocalist changes, and it got me thinking about vocalist changes. Right, let me have a look and sort of pick up some big bands and so on. Yep. And the question basically is, who was better? Now, some of them are obvious. Like, I'd be amazed if you...
Yeah, there was some that was like, yeah, okay, he doesn't mean this too seriously.
Yeah, but then there was others that was like, okay, there's some interesting ones here, particularly to cause a bit of debate.
But there also are, I'm not going to lie to you, there are one or two that I'm going to basically go, I could not give a fuck.
Really? Oh, well, yeah,
but
actually,
anyway.
I've just seen one, straight away. Yeah. But it's not me much asking him, it's me taking part two, because I haven't... So, we're going to start with, and we're not covering every single vocalist. For example, with Black Sabbath, we're not doing every vocalist that applied there.
No, we're doing the ones that, the names.
Yeah. The ones that actually had I think long-term impact, really. Yeah. So with Maiden, Paul Di'Anno, Bruce Dickinson, or Blaze Bayley?
Bruce Dickinson.
Yeah.
I don't know. With no disrespect to the other two guys whatsoever, Bruce Dickinson is Iron Maiden to me. That's how I picture Iron Maiden with him at the helm.
Absolutely, that's exactly it. I like Blaze Bayley's vocals.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah. I got no problem with him. I like Paul Di'Anno's vocals.
And they both had significant time in Maiden, but I agree with you.
For me, Maiden is Bruce Dickinson. He not just for his vocals, but it's the image, it's everything. He is
the
Iron
trooper
Maiden.
Outfit, waving a flag. Yeah.
He's an amazing frontman.
Here's a hard one.
Yeah.
David Lee Roth or Sammy Hagar, Van Halen?
From a vocal perspective, I would struggle to pick one. But I personally have always liked David Lee Roth.
Okay.
I don't know why. I just like David Lee Roth. He's a cool character.
So this has always been... I've always joked that if I ever got the chance to see Van Halen, I would want it to be very specific this. I would want it to be a 3-hour show where the first hour is David Lee Roth.
Yep.
Then he gave a break. And the second hour is Sammy Lee Hagar's vocals. Him doing the stuff.
Who's the third hour?
No, like 1 hour break, 1 hour.
1 hour break?
Yeah, well...
Fucking hell.
Well, no, like changeover and stuff,
All right, yeah. And sorry, I thought you meant like he just walked off and then the next one walks
No,
on.
I presume Roth would also like have to leave the building before Hagar came in, that kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, because it's a weird thing with like Van Halen, great band, but I have no issue with either singer. Like, I really don't.
Yep.
If I was going to go and see Van Halen, I personally wouldn't particularly care. And I think you were kind of saying like who it was. I'd be alright with it either way.
No, I would have...
I've got a preference.
I do. The problem is that you wouldn't get David Lee Roth singing Hagar's music. But Hagar has been part of some of the best songs, like Dreams, Love Walks In. That's Hagar's stuff, whereas David Lee Roth is doing stuff like Running with the Devil and all that. Whereas Hagar likely will sing that stuff. So I would probably lean towards Hagar, because Hagar's, to me, I think he's a better vocalist. Definitely nowadays, Hagar can still go. Roth can't.
Yeah.
But anyway, right then, this is an easy one.
This is a very easy one.
Rob Halford or Tim Ripper Owens for Priest.
Obviously, it is Mr. Priest himself.
Yeah, it is. It's as simple as that. All right then, Ozzy or Dio for Black Sabbath?
For me, this is a really easy one.
Yeah.
To be honest, and it's Ozzy.
Mm-hmm.
Because much in the same way as I see Iron Maiden and Bruce Dickinson as a thing, Ozzy to me is Black Sabbath.
Yep.
I know that he's not exclusively. I know we've got Tony and everything like that.
Yep.
But I wasn't really around, I guess, for the Dio, Ronnie James,
Dio years,
Black Sabbath era, where I wasn't into it enough to appreciate it. So for me, I've only ever known Black Sabbath with Ozzy.
Yep.
And that's, it's hard for me to even picture Dio in Black Sabbath, to be honest with you. It really is.
It's true. I mean, I'm exactly as you. Ozzy to me is a Black Sabbath. I think of Black Sabbath songs. I think of Ozzy's voice singing over them. And like I said, certainly.
But look what happened off the back of Ronnie James Dio not being in Black Sabbath. It's one of those splits where you end up with multiple great bands rather than a problem.
Yeah, you are right. Right then, Bon Scott or Brian Johnson, AC/DC?
Right. Out of the two,
Yep.
Brian Johnson.
Yep.
Not overly fussed because I'm unlikely to listen to either.
Yeah,
That's the truth. But yeah, it's hard to say because I'm not choosing this on the vocalist that I particularly like. I'm not a massive fan of AC/DC. I don't like either's vocal style particularly.
Okay.
I really don't. I guess for me, Brian is the more familiar one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that I like. The thunderstrucks and all that sort of stuff that stick in my head. In a negative way a lot of the time, when it's piercing through my brain.
Thunderstruck's great. I like that song. No, I agree with you. Brian Johnson for me. Bon Scott's got a unique style as well, but for AC/DC, if I'm listening to it, I'll want to hear Brian Johnson. Right, now we've got a difficult one, a more modern band, and I reckon this will be an interesting one. Jesse Leach or Howard Jones, Kill Switch Engage?
Can I just say that I think they're both fine vocalists.
Okay.
Howard Jones for me, probably.
Yeah.
But only by a whisker. I think
very close.
Kill Switch Engage, the sort of music that they play. I'm trying not to put anyone down. It's not like it's not like a Bruce Dickinson range or anything like that you have to have. So I think they are a replaceable vocalist. I think they're both fine vocalists, but I don't think there's much in a way that separates them.
I think Jones has a higher range on some of the songs he did. Like if it was like I'm like you, I'm not massively fussed either way, and they're both perfectly good. But I think I grew up listening to Howard Jones Kill Switch, not Jesse Leach.
What you do sometimes is what you're familiar with.
Yeah.
And it's the same for me. I'm more familiar with Howard Jones being the front man of Kill Switch than I am with Jesse.
Well, there's the one that you probably care the least about.
Yep.
Lane Staley or William Duvall, Alice in Chains?
My first thing when I read this was like, who the fuck is Lane Staley? So off the back of that, I'm going to have to say William Duvall, considering I don't even know who the other fella is.
Yeah, it's Alice in Chains' original vocalist.
I'm not an Alice in Chains fan, am I? So, I mean, the ideal scenario for me is that none of them sing. They knock it on the head.
It's weird because I like modern Alice in Chains more than I do old Alice in Chains.
So who's the current?
William Duvall.
Right, okay.
But Lane Staley, it's like he has an iconic voice.
Right.
Those songs, Them Bones, Dirt, stuff like that, are Lane.
Right.
And ultimately, he'd still be in a band if he didn't die from drug overdose. So,
right. In that case, I'm going to go for Lane. Because I don't know much modern Alice in Chains. There's no point in me going for the guy that I've never listened to.
Fair dues. All right, then, right. Oh, God, this one I put in as a joke.
Yeah.
Freddie Mercury or Adam Lambert, Queen.
Well, if anyone in the world says Adam Lambert here, then they're obviously taking the piss.
They have to be. Just being awkward for the sake of it.
Freddie Mercury, head and shoulders above anyone else.
Absolutely, no question. Right, Nightwish. Floor Jansen, Tarja Turnian or Annette Olsen?
Right.
Interesting.
This is interesting, but I will say, purely because I didn't like the era, that I can very quickly discount Annette.
Right.
I like her voice.
Yep.
But I didn't like Nightwish in that era.
So it's down to Floor and Tarja.
And for me, my preference will, and what has always been and will still or probably always be Tarja.
Fair enough.
Although that's not with disrespect to Floor, because she's very good.
Yep.
She's a great singer, great front person of a band. But I love Nightwish with Tarja. I like, at best, Nightwish without her.
With Floor, yeah.
Yeah. With any other vocalist, I think
I think I'd agree with you. It's Nightwish I know or I go to is Tarja's stuff, But to say it's just purely personal taste more than anything else now.
Yeah, it's certainly not like how it might have been when Tarja was replaced with Annette, where it was like, I'm kind of pissed about the way they did that. Because actually Floor deserves to be there, to be honest. She's quite amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's no disrespect to her. It's just out of the two, I prefer Tarja's vocals. I like the operatic style. I think that's what Nightwish was to me.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was what made them different. Right, Arch Enemy. Angela Gossow or Alyssa White-Gluz?
To this one, right, for me, I probably would go towards Angela Gossow.
Right.
Although I don't think these two are that different to each other at all.
That's it.
I think they're both very... Well, they're obviously very similar in their style and their delivery. And they're both massively capable of being extremely heavy and singing. So, it's a tough one in that. I don't think Arch Enemy have suffered. Weirdly, for losing the front woman with that voice, they haven't suffered at all.
No.
And that's how, instantly, they can replace each other easily.
Yeah.
It
is very, very middle of the road for those two.
And also, the truth is that I'm not a huge Arch Enemy fan. I don't dislike Arch Enemy, but I wouldn't class myself as a fan. Enough to say that, I wasn't disappointed when Angela stepped down. I wasn't disappointed when Alisa took over. They're both quite fit.
What is that?
You go for a little bit of a
talking about fit people.
Oh, who we got?
Chris Barnes against George Corpse Grinder Fisher, Cannibal Corpse.
Well, again, I'm more familiar with Cannibal Corpse with George Fisher in it. I'm not going to do it whole fucking. I'll just call him Corpse Grinder. Corpse Grinder in it. It's one of those vocal styles in it. Who's the best singer?
Yeah. Who's got a meatiest neck?
Yeah. The problem with this one for me is that I know quite a bit of Cannibal Corpse, like we probably both do.
Yeah.
I'm trying. I don't know which ones are sung by which singer.
Well, Chris Barnes is most of the early work.
Yeah. But I don't know when it crossed over. I don't know when
true.
it changed.
When I was looking at this, a lot of it did
like,
puzzle me.
That's my favourite song. That's my favourite song. So I'm going for Corpse Grinder, and then turn out that actually every one of those favourite songs was the other guy.
Well, here's one I reckon you might know nothing by. Dimitri Minikeas or Greg Puciato, the Dillinger Escape Plan.
I'm going to go for Greg, actually.
Good.
Obviously, 100%.
Good.
Damn right. Because it reminds me of the sausage roll shop.
Really?
Yeah, and that's about all I've got on them.
Greg Puciato's got a fantastic voice.
Okay. Yeah.
And of course, Dylan aren't around anymore. They wrapped up with the last album.
Yeah.
So there's that. Right, Neil Turbin, Joey Belladonna, or John Bush from Anthrax. Now this one is a difficult one for me. Well, I'll eliminate Neil Turbin.
Right.
And it's down to Belladonna or John Bush. Two quite distinct different voices for Anthrax as well. So when you listen to the music, you can be quite like identifying quite often easily which one is which, very easily actually, and the different songs they did.
Yeah.
John Bush is part of some great Anthrax stuff, but Belladonna arguably is Anthrax's front man, you know? Little leather handbag that he is with his hair. I struggle with this one.
I'm struggling with it as well. I mean, I could go 50-50 then. I'll go Neil Turbin. No, Joey Belladonna.
I guess, it's a difficult one.
Joey Belladonna.
This one made me laugh, right? This next one, because I generally didn't even know there was. I knew they had a different phase, but I didn't know there was a different singer.
I did. And I knew this guy's name.
Terry Glaze versus Phil Anselmo for Pantera.
Well, obviously it's Phil. There's no doubt about that. You know, God, can you imagine if Pantera hadn't a changed style and what the metal scene could be like?
Amazing. It still amazes me they had those 4 albums. 4 albums.
Killed that Great Southern Trend.
Yeah.
We'd have been fucked, mate. When we took over. Yeah, I mean, I every Pantera fan probably has at some point. We've all listened back to pre-Cowboys from Hell.
Yep.
And then we've all pretended Cowboys from Hell was the debut. Every one of us.
Yep.
No one's going to sit here and argue and go, nah, the stuff before was really... Actually, it was alright. I kind of... No, it's shit. It was fucking terrible.
Of course it was.
The best thing... I don't want to put the change in music purely down to Phil, but if Phil's involvement in the band and their decision to change direction, which made them bring in a heavier singer, was the best decision a band ever made. To be honest with you.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't picture Pantera without him.
Yeah. I don't...
Last but not least,
this
is difficult, right?
It's more difficult than it should be. I mean, I already know who I'm going for.
Yeah.
It's Mike. Sorry, should we tell them who it is?
Yeah, Chuck Mosley or Mike Patton, Faith No More.
Yeah. I mean,
it's obviously
we're
Mike
massive
Patton.
Mike Patton fans.
Yeah, we're Marks.
As anyone who's ever listened to Mike Patton should probably be a massive Mike Patton fan.
Yeah.
However, Chuck Mosley's a great fucking singer.
Yep.
And early Faith No More with Chuck's involvement, there are fucking brilliant songs on it.
Do you know how many times I've had to correct people who think that Mike Patton sung on Epic?
Oh, Epic, yeah, it's not. Yeah.
And it's not. It's like, when they watched the video, it's like, that don't look like Mike Patton. It's because it's not.
It's not him. Yeah. Yeah, so it is more difficult than it should be. So it's not disrespect to Chuck, but Mike Patton's Mike Patton.
It is that.
And also, we can see Mike Patton now. We have seen sing Epic, and he can sing it fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not like we lost anything.
That's right. Yeah.
To a degree.
Yeah, it is as simple as that.
Yeah.